Woj just dropped. New York Knicks guard RJ Barrett is finalizing a 4-year rookie extension that could worth up to how much? 120 million.
Oh, so RJ Barrett just signed.
Yeah,
So
just
hold
extension.
on,
So, dude,
hold on.
that's
Wait,
space.
does
Good
that
timing.
mean RJ Barrett is out of a trade package?
Uh,
I think so
he-
technically because you have recently signed restrictions.
this is complicating the franchise offseason trade to pursue Utah All Star
Yeah,
Donovan
that's what I'm
Mitchell.
saying. Like that definitely has to affect the trade.
Yeah.
So I
So
guess
hold on. Does that mean we're stuck with Russ?
I don't think so.
Unless we're gonna
No.
do the indie trade, and we're
I
gonna
don't
end up.
think I don't think RJ was ever realistic for Utah.
Yeah, this just made
If
it.
they wanted Quentin Grimes, well, I mean, I think they would have taken RJ or Quentin.
Oh well, they would have for sure, but I don't. I think if Utah called the phone and said we want RJ, I genuinely think the Knicks might shy away.
Okay, so that's funny because we were in a Knicks space earlier, and I don't know if this guy's got like sources. I don't know who he is. I don't know even. I just hopped in there, and he was
Yeah,
saying that he
I
has
was
an
I, I was
inside
there too.
source. Yeah, he has an inside source with the Knicks from the front office and the organization, and that RJ Barrett was thrown in a trade package.
This is the,
It was RJ Barrett. It was RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, 3 protected first round picks with 2 unprotected. That was the trade package that they
So
gave.
yeah, I guess
Danny
that would
Ainge.
be
And
trying to
Danny
hold
Ainge.
off to picks and
Well, Danny Ainge said no,
makes sense. It's not a Danny.
but he
Ainge.
then apparently he called back in the morning this morning and reopened the discussions again. So
dude.
with
I
that
think
with
if
that
you're
contract with that yeah, that's what I'm saying. With us now knowing that contract extension with RJ Barrett, does that ultimately take Utah out? Does that ultimately take the Knicks out of the Donovan Mitchell trade
No,
running?
I don't think
no,
so.
no.
I
This,
talked about it, and I
yeah.
think if I'm Utah, I'm
Who
looking
they-
no
you're
matter
looking-
what,
uh-huh.
Toppin and quickly. I think in a Mitchell trade, if you can get back those two guys with 5 or 6 firsts, I think that's probably fair. I think Toppin and quickly you can bank on. But I don't think I think Toppin and quickly have to be in that for maybe
about
Grimes if they're that
Grimes,
high
right?
on Grimes, but I think Toppin and quickly is
Interesting, man.
where it
I wonder.
starts.
Dude, this
That's
this
weird.
this this what does is it applies pressure to Utah, saying like, no, he's off the table. Like that's what I
Then
feel.
Why would the? I just don't understand why they would resign. I mean, why would they extend?
I
Uh,
mean, they are high on
RJ?
him. They are very high. Like every space I went to, every Knicks fan, they treat RJ like the second coming of
Yeah,
MJ.
yeah,
Like it's
that's what I've
it's
gotten.
just like it's not an I am obviously generalizing to the point where I'm just making a little bit fun of the Knicks fans, but it's just to the point where like they do see value in him to the point where there's justification, or there's people that say that he's been improving, although statistically yeah he hasn't been improving, like from 2020, like the last season to this season, like he didn't really improve that much, but they value him, and I think they want the pairing of Donovan Mitchell and RJ for
that's
some
what I
reason.
was gonna say. I think that they tell themselves that 1-2 punch is good enough for a franchise. Which I
Here's
think in
yeah,
hindsight, it's a pretty good 1-2 punch. Like, is it a championship duo? Probably not, but I think that if RJ continues to step and we know how good Donovan is, you can probably convince yourself that you've got. I just, for me, it makes the Brunson contract kind of weird. You just paid a small guard 28 mil. So to go
dude.
throw your future for another small guard, it's like,
Here's
So I'm
I'll
confused.
throw
Like,
you this.
why is I'm confused. They giving him extension? I don't know, man.
I mean, that's a lot of money if they get Donovan plus they have Brunson, now RJ. That's, and plus they have the contract of Randall. Like
but
that.
the RJ contract won't kick in for at least this year.
Yeah,
It
no,
would be
it's
next year,
gonna
So,
be
right?
next year.
but
It'll
they
be next
would
year.
have to look at Randall and be like, this is kind of an emergency get out. Like,
That that report that came out that they're not gonna put picks on that deal. I think this forces them, like they're probably gonna run it back with Randall, but if
Sources
Randall
confirm.
doesn't hit,
Barrett's
like,
extension is 4 years and worth up to 120 million, including
yep.
bonuses.
But
I mean,
even
that's
then, like if Randall plays well, Mitchell, Barrett, and Randall is like 90 mil at least, and then Brunson's another 25, and then
Dude,
you have Mitchell
Fournier's-
Robinson who's 15. So
And
that's like
Fournier-
one. I already lost the math in my head, but that's like 120 between 5 guys who's starting class.
Don't forget Fournier's contract. It's like
I think
70 or 80
Fournier
or
would
90,
go.
70
go
million or
back.
something like that, right? Off
I
the
think
top of my
Fournier
head.
has to go to Utah to make that deal done.
yeah, they're playing.
This-
This
this-
is
That's
a
just a
given.
lot of money for your starting lineup.
That's a lot, dude.
I mean, the
A
Knicks
lot of
aren't a
money.
team that would pay that though. But I like the Brunson signing on impact.
I do like the Brunson signing for New
If you're
York.
gonna trade for Mitchell, it's just like, good if you use that money somewhere else.
I wonder if they're gonna give up
Yeah.
Grimes or Quentin now.
It sounds like they're super high on quitting the Jazz. Like I said, for me,
Yeah,
I just feel like
they do want.
I think
the Jazz
Toppin's
one.
a no-brainer. I think
Yeah,
Toppin
Toppin's got
has
to
to
go.
go back.
Yeah.
And then maybe they can get off with just one of Quickly or Grimes. But when you look at like other trade packages, I mean, Paul George, AD, is Donovan Mitchell at that level? No, but
I don't think so.
like those packages were huge. So it's like, and those are borderline top 10. I think Donovan Mitchell's more like borderline top 15. But
Yeah.
those packages were huge. So you got to think, for a team that doesn't have like a really win now player like Shea or BI, you might look at Grimes, Toppin, Quickly, whoever else they have there.
I can't take Toppin seriously. I'm sorry.
Well, Toppin. The thing with Toppin is
Did
you
you
need to
not
develop
not
him.
watch? Yeah, they need to develop. Well, do you guys not watch? Never mind. I'm not gonna even throw
He's
that.
been
in.
all right.
No, I mean you can throw. This is
I was just
look at
going
the
off the-
title. Look at
look at
this
the-
podcast. It's called ABS. It's
I know,
absolute
but
BS podcast.
I'm not.
Come
I'm
on.
not. I don't want people to think that I'm just evaluating Toppin off the dunk contest. I'm just.
Yeah.
Dude, it just.
I just Toppin is kind of a Utah guy. Like I feel
Here
like
we
Utah
go.
could.
I think I see what you're saying.
It's
And like I
Django's-
said, like when on a team that doesn't have like an immediate franchise guy, like you're gonna scrap everything. Like they're probably not head over heels over Toppin, but the Knicks are probably the most realistic option. So it's probably more
For
like
Mitchell, yeah.
we
Well,
just
they
need
have
to
the best-
bring in as much as possible.
They got the picks that Danny Ainge wants.
Now the thing is this. Here's interesting what Woj said. It said Barrett Extension, which makes him.
To Knicks.
Yeah, that was good timing. That tweet came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I look. Here's what people don't understand. Each time I try to record with this guy right here, something happens. Like something has always happened.
Hey man, hopefully next time it's the Rush trade. Then you
Oh,
guys
Jesus,
can
we're
really
just-
Literally
we're just waiting for
every Monday we've done a recording and there's some news that's come out.
Jesus, yes.
So that's
But-
kind of interesting too.
Well, at least
Maybe
we
should
got
start
that.
recording every Monday.
Yeah, that should be the plan, man. But that's interesting though. So what do you think, James?
Twitter's
It's
blowing up
gonna
right now.
happen. Is it just gonna be like the Donovan Mitchell's trade's gonna pop, or
I think it has to, just because I do think Utah is in the position, and Danny Ainge is kind of a guy who, although I'm not as high on him as some other people, you probably trust him building the roster more from the ground up than from like where the Jazz were when they brought him in.
gotcha?
But even then, like I'm a guy that think you can still tank with a franchise player, but they're probably telling themselves that they just don't think the roster is good enough without Mitchell. And
Which-
money-wise, you clear a whole bunch. And it sounds like they are, like, they don't have any intent on keeping him. I
Yeah.
still like the Heat, just with Hero, but you would have to get a third team and give in a lot, because I don't know. I think the Heat only have, like, 2 or 3 tradable picks.
They don't. The thing is, they don't. No, they don't have. Do they have picks?
I think they have a couple tradable. I think, but that's like 2020. It's like the Lakers, pretty much. I think they
It's
have one
basically
area.
like
It's like the farthest ones back, because I know they traded a 2025, so that eliminates 2024 and 2026, no matter what, unless
yeah,
it's like a swap. So
because you can't trade consecutive.
yeah, so I don't know what team could be like, what package could another team bring in like 3 more firsts and they're also satisfied. But I think Hero is better than anyone in the Knicks offer, obviously.
On a
At least
vacuum,
so
yes,
far.
but then you put the Jazz in a position that you have to pay for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of
I
like
like the Heat side. Like I think if the Heat could somehow bring him in, that makes him really good.
A lot
yeah.
of speculation right now that Mitchell's not going to go to New York.
I don't think the RJ trade really changes anything.
The RJ thing doesn't change much. It's just a thing
Like Donovan
where
Mitchell might
they
not
were
be going to New York.
yeah. New York Leon Rose set to Monday night
'Cause
line
I
with
I don't see
Utah.
another offer that satisfies Utah.
But
and they
then
want-
I would think that would mean RJ's off the table then.
Well, I don't think he can be traded.
Yeah, he can't be traded anymore.
Like I said, I never really thought that was
I
a
thought that they were.
avenue.
I thought they were gonna trade
Yeesh.
RJ.
I just think that team without RJ and Brunson and
Yeah, no,
Dude,
which
it's
I
just
agree with
bad.
you. Yeah,
It's a
I
team.
totally agree with. No, I completely agree with you. They need RJ to complete that roster.
I don't think that Knicks offer, although I think you're getting like 3 good young players and picks that you can probably bank on. Like I think they might just be better waiting.
Well,
Like
you're
I
getting
said,
5
you look at
picks.
other stars that have been traded. I mean, it's a lot. And I don't know if that really satisfies them.
The 5
Maybe
picks.
they trust New York not to be great, though. That would be something that might drive them. Is
But aren't they banking on getting what's his name, Victor? Well, I don't even know. How to say
I think
his name.
everyone
Victor,
is, yeah.
Victor Dub. I'm gonna say Victor Dub.
I think
Victor
everyone's
Dub.
banking on getting
Yeah.
him. The bad teams.
Well, it's a race for that, and if Utah,
I need to go check
Utah,
some more video out.
but that's the
that good.
that's the thing, man. Like I don't get Utah's position here. Like look at the Heat. That package from the Heat compared to the package that the New York Knicks
What's the
can
Heat
offer.
package?
Like,
Duncan Robinson, Tyler, or what?
I mean,
Yeah,
to make the
whatever.
salary work, you need Duncan, I think, and you need a hero.
But even
What do you
then,
do with Duncan,
it
though?
puts
Well,
the
I mean, they're
Knicks.
rebuilding, so it doesn't even matter.
It puts the the Heat in the same scenario of like you have Lowry on 30, Jimmy on a max, Donovan's money, and then I think Bam's money kicks in next year. And I think they gave him pretty much a max. So you're looking at 110 through your 4 guys again, which teams can make work. But
Well,
it's
we've seen with the Lakers how
Yeah, I mean,
how veteran minimums kind of hit.
what is their other like? What are the contracts look like for the other role players? Are they team friendly? Like, are they still on
Victor
like a
is
year?
on 10, 2 for 20, I think. Kobe Martin, who they brought back, or whatever Martin
He's
it
like
is.
a 3-year deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 4 or 3 for like 8 mil AAV.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I just like I said, I think that money between your 4 guys is tough. I don't think any team should really put themselves in that situation.
Well,
Unless they can somehow get off Lowry's money, but I don't think they can.
Well, nobody's gonna really take a chance.
Yeah.
Not on Lowry. No.
Unless you're gonna call the Lakers and or something like that. But yeah, all right.